Hello and welcome to part 3, we're getting on nicely now, of the Online World revision videos. So this one is on online communication. It's another quite large section, but we'll try and nip through it fairly quickly just to give you a quick brush up on what you need to know. Let's go. So the things that we need to cover in this, we have social media, talk a little bit about that, VLEs or virtual learning environments, we've talked a little bit about those before, some key terms when it comes to online communication. We need to talk about social networking and the advantages and disadvantages of it. We need to talk about instant messaging services, other real-time communication services, a bit about cloud computing, which we've kind of done before, but we'll just go over again, and then ubiquitous computing as well. Right, social media. You already know what most of these are already, but just so you need to be aware, because you may be asked what forms of social media could be used in this situation, in an exam. So the things we're going to be looking at are blogs, or weblogs, so just somebody writing down information about themselves or a trip they've been on or some kind of thing they've been doing recently. Wikis, which I'm sure you know, Wikipedia. Anybody can put information on Wikipedia, it doesn't matter who you are. That does mean sometimes people can put stupid stuff on there, but most of the time it's pretty good and they keep an eye on those things. But wikis, just think where people can put in the information, the general public, putting the information on the page to help other people with it. Podcasts, that's audio recordings that you can then download. There's lots of different podcasts out there that you can listen to. Some quite good things for me to listen to in the car in the morning. Then we've got image sharing programs, so things like Instagram, that kind of stuff. So being able to share photos with different people. And also video sharing, so YouTube, we're on YouTube now, so good one for sharing videos, but there are other video sharing ones out there as well. But the main thing is that you know that you can share videos online. Virtual learning environments, or VLEs. We have covered these before in a previous video, but just going to go into a little bit more detail now. So, VLE, virtual learning environment, and strange enough, it's used by educational establishments, so schools, colleges, universities, that kind of thing. Also online learning providers, that kind of stuff. The one we use is Moodle. You'll already be familiar with that by now. And the things that you can do using a VLE is you can download resources, whether that be assignment briefs or PowerPoint presentations or old exam papers, whatever it is that's on there, you can download it, you can have links to videos and that kind of stuff. In fact, you probably got to this video from a link on a VLE. You can do online discussions. We don't use this too much on our Moodle site, but on some VLEs they have areas where you can have chat rooms and you can have chat talks about certain bits and bobs in the syllabus, or you've got the comments boxes and you can talk about that and comment on what's been done. You can also ask the tutor a question and send the messages via a VLE. That's a valid way of doing things on VLEs, but don't send them to me on Moodle because I never answer them. Just heads up on that one. I think I still have 14 messages that I haven't responded to, and some of them were from 2 years ago. So if you want to talk to me, email me. You can upload work, which hopefully you all will be doing, uploading your assignments, which can then be marked online and you can get the results back online. The only problem, of course, is if your VLE crashes, like if Moodle breaks down, none of us will be able to upload any work or do anything like that. And also, you need to have an internet connection, because they are a virtual learning environment, they are online. If you don't have the internet connection, then you're not going to be able to get on either. So if our internet goes down, we can't get onto Moodle, and that's happened a few times in the past. It's quite frustrating. Okay, so virtual learning environments, that's that done. So some key terms. A lot of them you'll already be aware of. Some of them you might just need a nice way of defining them. One or two of them you may not have heard of. So netiquette. So this is talking about how you conduct yourself when you're online, if you're in chat rooms, when you're doing emails, any way that you're communicating with someone. It's about respecting other people and also being courteous to other people. So not just going on just to have a go at people. It's not good etiquette to go onto somebody's YouTube channel and just moan about what they're doing and say how awful they are and how rubbish they are. That's not very nice. So it's about being positive, it's about being courteous, and it's about respecting other people's feelings. And that is netiquette, which is obviously a mixture of the word internet and etiquette. Profiles. You've all got profiles, no doubt, on Facebook, things like that. But profile is the information about you on the internet. So it could be all of the information about you on the internet, not just your Facebook profile, but any other profiles that people have got. So, for instance, you may well not have things like your address details on Facebook, which is a good idea, not to have your address on Facebook. But then, on your profile on your Amazon account, it may well have your address because they need to send you stuff. They may have your bank details. Not all of this is necessarily going to be visible, but the profile is all of the information stored about you on the internet, and it's quite surprising just how much information there is out there. Next one is network of friends. So these are just the people that you connect to on the internet. It doesn't just have to be all of your friends on Facebook. They will be part of your network of friends. Your network of friends could also go into other things. So for instance, it might be all of your people on Facebook, maybe the people that follow you on Instagram or Twitter if they're different people. It could be friends that you've got on certain online communities, that kind of stuff. So you're I don't know, maybe you're a mad football fan and you want to be part of the Manchester United football club, fan club, and you've got some friends in there as well. So they could all be part of your network of friends. Online community, we've just mentioned that. So that's a group of people that interact online. So it's normally based around a subject, so it could be like a fan club for a football club, or a particular film, or a TV show. It could be lots of people that go out and do the same thing, like rock climbing or something like that. They might have a community of people that talk about that particular subject. Place for them to get together, have a chat, share ideas, share experiences, and just basically, hopefully help each other out a little bit. Then the last one's chat. As you know, that's real-time messaging online. So just you go into a chat box or a chat window or a chat room, as it is probably called, and then you can just type messages to somebody and everybody can get involved, and you can have quite a few different people on that particular chat at the time. So those are key terms: netiquette, profile, network of friends, online community, chat, and chat rooms. So if you know all them, it should be good. Social networking. So these are the good things about social networking, whether it be Facebook or anything else. So you can share photos quite easily. Lots of things now. You can take a photo. It already has a link to share this on Facebook, or share this on Twitter, or share this on Instagram, or whatever programs you may be using. So it's nice and easy. You can tag your location. So if you're on holiday in a very nice part of the world, you can go, oh look, this is a picture of me in Gran Canaria having a lovely time on the beach. You can send messages to multiple people at once, and it's the multiple people bit that's the important bit, because you can email somebody very quickly. You can't necessarily, but message multiple people at once quite so easily on email. You can just go into your Facebook thing, you can write a post, and it goes out to all of your friends at once. You don't have to go in and add each friend individually, just send them at the same time. Obviously, you can get to it on mobile phones, so you can take it with you where you go. So if you just happen to be out, see something cool, take a photo, instantly share it, as long as you've got an internet connection on your phone. You can use things like internet cafes as well. It doesn't have to be on your home computer. So if you're on holiday and you don't have broadband, or because you're on foreign roaming charges, your broadband is horrendously expensive, then you can go to an internet cafe and do it there. It's generally quite cheap. So as long as you've got an internet connection, it doesn't cost you any more than having your internet connection. It's nice and simple, like I said, and it's nice and quick. So once you've shared something, it goes up pretty quickly. There's not that much of a delay. So those are the advantages of social networking. There are, of course, some disadvantages as well. And the two main disadvantages of social networks are security and privacy. Social networks are a great place for dodgy people to stalk you without you even necessarily knowing. And like I said, there is a surprising amount of information that people can find out about you from your profiles on Facebook and other things. So, first of all, always remember to use privacy settings. Don't just have your thing set up as public so anybody can see. you want to narrow it down to just your friends or just specific people. So put the privacy settings up nice and high. If you have any abuse from anybody, whether it be nasty comments, dodgy things being sent to you, threatening stuff, inappropriate comments, anything like that, then report it. Because if it doesn't get reported, no one else will know about it, doesn't get dealt with. So make sure any abuse that you get is reported to the correct people. There's normally a report abuse button on most of these things, so you can go onto one of those, get the person's account closed down so they can't hassle you that way again. Don't put too much in the way of personal details on your Facebook profiles or any other profiles. Don't make it easy for people to find out who you are and where you are. Lots of people don't use an image of themselves as their Facebook profile. Most people don't put their exact address. They might say, oh, I live in the Colchester area, and that's about it. But yeah, don't be too specific about your personal details. Don't give out things to do with your contact information either. So don't put your phone number on there. I personally don't put my email address on there. But that's just me. I keep it very, very tight on what I put on Facebook. But yeah, limit the amount of personal details on there. Definitely limit the amount of contact information on there. And just try and make sure that only friends can see your photos. You don't necessarily want every dodgy person in the world coming to have a look at your photos. So those are disadvantages of social networks. Next one. So instant messaging. Nice and easy one. You've no doubt all used Messenger and different things like that. So the important thing is real-time messages. So you can send it, it comes up immediately. You can just have a chat with somebody in real time. You can also share photos and web links on it. So if you want to say, oh look, this is me doing something amazing, take a photo of that. Or I've just found this really useful website, have a look at that. I've just found something I've bought, you might want to buy it too because it's on a really good deal, I'll send you the link to the page. So it's those kind of things you can do. And the way that it works is when you open up your Messenger app, it will log you into an instant messaging server that will be on the internet somewhere. That will then authenticate you and make sure that you are the person that you say you are. So whether that be with a password or however it works, but it will authenticate you. It will also authenticate the person that you're trying to get hold of at the time when they log on. And once the two people that you want to chat to are both on the internet and both authenticated, then it will link the two of you together and you can do the nice fast information transfer between you. And it sometimes uses a special connection so you can transfer things just a little bit quicker. That's instant messaging done. Not too many to go now. So, other types of real-time communication. So we've just said that instant messaging is real-time communication because you're talking to somebody in real time or you're doing it live. Another one is voice over IP or VoIP. So that's two-way voice messaging. So it's basically making a phone call but using the internet instead of a phone line. So it's pretty simple. It's often used in gaming. You may well have used it if you're playing Call of Duty, those kind of things. TeamSpeak is one of the programs that's used for that on PC quite a lot. But yeah, it's just being able to talk to somebody over the internet, possibly while you're doing other things as well. So you get all the people that are moaning at you when you do something on Call of Duty and say, oh, you're rubbish, or oh, I pawned you, whatever it is. Whatever it may be, all the lovely things that people say to you on internet gaming, which is why I generally put it on mute. But yeah, it's being able to talk over the internet. Another one is Skype. If you were just using Skype as a sound system rather than the whole video thing, then that would count as voice over IP or VoIP. The other one that you've got is video conferencing. So that could be Skype. It can be FaceTime on your phone. It's used by quite a lot of businesses. They'll use that for video conferencing. We've talked about that in previous videos as well. So you want to get a whole load of people together, but you've all got branches in different parts of the country. You can stick everybody in a video conference and you can all have a chat with each other live and see each other's faces, which is always nicer than just talking over the phone. Right, cloud computing. So there's only two more to go. These are the benefits of cloud computing. We've already talked about cloud computing before. So cloud computing is where you have all of your information on the internet. And in this case, because we're talking about cloud computing, it also involves having the programs that you're using on the internet as well. So, the good thing about it, First of all, lots of storage space. You can just buy more storage space whenever you need it. It's not horrendously expensive. You can just buy more and more gigabytes of space as you need it, and it's pretty much unlimited as long as you're prepared to pay for it. It does mean that you don't need to buy, actually buy, not but, sorry about that. Don't need to buy any media, so you don't need to buy yourself any memory sticks or CD-ROMs or DVD-ROMs or spare hard drives, anything like that to store the information, because it's all on the internet. It should be encrypted and password protected, which is more than an awful lot of your memory sticks and things will be. So that means that when it's stored, to be able to get into it, when you're sending the information's encrypted on the way there, so people should be able to intercept it, and also when you want to access it, it'll be done with a password. You can also get to it anywhere that you've got an internet connection. So if you've got your mobile phone, you should be able to access your online storage. If you've got your tablet at somebody's in a pub where you've got some Wi-Fi, you can get onto your cloud computing stuff. Any different places you can get that you've got the internet, you should be able to access your cloud computing storage from. And it will also synchronize across devices. So if you save something on your laptop into your cloud computing cloud storage area, then when you go in on your mobile phone, it will be there as well. So it automatically sorts itself out and synchronizes with all of your other devices. Also, the good thing is that they back up the servers. So your information will be sent onto a server somewhere. It will then be copied onto another server in a completely different place, probably different country. So even if one of these big servers, the building catches on fire and everything blows up, doesn't matter, your information is still safe in another place. So it does backups for you. You don't have to worry about doing backups yourself. So that is cloud computing, or more appropriate in this one, cloud storage. Right, ubiquitous computing. This is the last one. Ubiquitous is a very posh way of just saying computers being everywhere, all over the place, even in fairly everyday objects. So examples of this are things like you can get internet fridges. They've been around for quite a while now. You maybe put all of the milk on one specific shelf in the fridge. It's got little set of scales in it. When you start running out of milk because the milk tray is light, then it will automatically connect to Tesco's or whoever and order some more milk for you. So that then gets delivered. So you can do that. It might also have other things on there like it scans things when you put them in, and then if they've been in the fridge for too long, it will start telling you that they're past the sell-by date. Those kind of things. So they're quite clever. Had the whole Google Glass thing that was popular for a short period of time. They are trying to improve that. So it's just a pair of glasses with a little screen on the side that would do little overlays. You could have directions and it would give you information about things that you were looking at, that kind of stuff. And you could also like push a little button and then Google things and the information would come up on a little heads-up display in your glasses. Only problem was it made you look a bit of an numpty when you were wearing them, so they didn't get too popular. Also stock control in lots of shops. They'll use that, so whenever you scan something in Tesco's, it beeps through. Not only is it adding it up for you, but it's also saying, right, we've just sold one of those, we've got one less than we had before. And then when it gets to a certain level, whatever level that might be, it will order some more things. So for instance, if you run a local Tesco store and you've got 100 cans of beans, and you think, right, we've got lots of beans, don't need to worry about that for a while. Somebody then comes in who's going to do some kind of weird charity event where they're going to sit in a bath of beans and they'll go out and buy 75 cans of beans in one go. It will scan through that and then it will start saying, oh, by the way, we're getting a bit low on beans, we need to buy some more. So that's what that would do. A lot of these things also use RFID tags, which are little tags that don't need to be scanned like a barcode. They will just automatically come up when it gets within a certain range of a sensor. So a lot of the time, if people are walking out with things in Tesco's that haven't been paid for, or the tags haven't been taken off, that's when the thing beeps. So it scans at you and says, no, you haven't paid for this yet. But these can also be used, I have seen examples of these where you just have a bag of goods that you bought, they put it into a little box, it scans all the RFID tags, adds everything up, nobody has to take it out and scan each one individually. And yeah, so that's another way that those can be used. You also find these in things like pet collars with those automatic cat flaps. So you have a little collar on your cat, it's got an RFID tag in it. When it walks up, the cat flap unlocks and it can walk through. When it's the cat down the road tries to walk through, it just smacks its head into the thing because it's all locked up and it can't get in. And you've got smart homes as well. So you've probably seen the Amazon Echoes before. These can be set up and used to make your home smart. At home I have a couple of smart plugs, so I can just say, Alexa, turn on computer, and it will flick on the plug, which switches on my computer and my amp and the speakers and the TV and the monitor that I use. It switches all those things on at once, so you actually have to push the power on button on the computer. Everything else is already done. I've also got another one attached to a light, so I can just get it to turn on the light. And you can also get the Hive systems where you can control the temperature in your house. Lots of different things, lots of things to do with smart homes, and it doesn't just have to be through Alexas. You can do lots of other ways of using smart homes as well. There's an Apple version. There's many, many different ways of doing smart homes. But yeah, that's all ubiquitous computing. So it's all about computers being in everyday objects, and they are all over the place. And it's just a matter of realising that and knowing that that's what ubiquitous computing is. And that's the lot for this particular video. So see you in the next one.